time, weather.
Now for the Forge Podcast. Question for you. What's the power of your testimony if it's never shared? This is the Forge Podcast.
One eye at a time.
Chris Burnell, welcome to the Forge Podcast.
Hey, thanks.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. We're back. Wife's back. We're energized.
So for those who don't know, Chris and I are co-table leaders at the Forge.
Yep.
Right? We've done now two do you call them semesters? I do.
A year? I don't know.
We've done a
Are
year.
you saying we're doing...
Two, I call them semesters since
Okay.
we stop and start.
Okay.
2 semesters together?
Full calendar year together?
Yeah.
I would say so.
How do you think it's gone?
We've had our what we thought it was going to be, but then God had his different ways of, talking more so about, hey, the group size. It's just funny, once again, we have kind of our vision of how things should work and operate, but big guy comes in and has other plans. But I think this group is gelling pretty well. There's input, which is awesome.
I agree. I mean, even before you asked me to help lead, there was no consistency of people showing up.
Yeah.
Which meant most people didn't show up.
Yep.
And there'd be a table of 3 guys, and you're like, I know God said be obedient. I'm like, to what? Like, what am I showing up for?
Yeah, we're showing up for each other.
Yeah. So it was tough in the beginning.
Yeah, totally.
But again, I've always said, I've said it about 3 or 4 times, but it's frustrating. I'm like, God, what am I going for? He's like, that doesn't matter. Let me work on that. I just let's work on obedience. Let's just do this one thing.
Yeah.
Just show up. And okay. Yeah. Even that being obedient took some heart change to say,
100%.
okay, I will just be obedient. Even though 2 guys are showing up, there was one night, Chris, no one showed up. I walked to the front table, no one was there. I walked out, and I'm like, I know my heart was like being rebellious.
Sure.
But I'm like, who am I going to talk to?
Right.
And so I'm like, yeah, I'm out of here.
Just yourself.
But I still showed up. I mean, my attitude was awful. But even through all of that, the next week it was hard to go back because I'm like, why? Nobody shows up.
Yeah.
And God was like, no, be obedient. I said to go, and then to see like what you're talking about, where that's come and how it's grown.
Yeah.
And the table and the guys that have come. Awesome.
Well, look at the obedience part, right? You say that. Well, we tried to kind of limit the amount of people that we had, right? We're like, okay, we got to keep it to a smaller size. 3 people would show up. God had his own plans.
Yeah.
More and more people kept showing up. And look at now we consistently have 8 to 11 guys that show up, yet we have 15, 16 in the group, right? So we were obedient and just, okay, big guy, you got this. So I'll quit panicking over how many guys we have in the group and look at the synergy that it's started to produce, right? It's been that. It's been we've had our identity, I guess, table 0.
Yep.
Now everyone else is calling it table 0. I met with one of the other guys for coffee the other day, and he was talking about table 0. So it's cool to see this past 2 semesters, as my friend Joe would say.
Right.
Just what it's kind of turned into, which has been pretty cool.
I think it started when Mike Terlizzi sat at our table a while ago.
Yeah.
He's like, guys, what's your mantra? What's your log line? What's
Totally.
your tagline? What's the mission of this? I'm like, huh. He always references foxhole. Like, you guys are supposed to be guys in a foxhole. What is your mission statement? And that was the first time I'm like, what can we make this table about? Back then, I wrote down in my book, I wanted it to be, and you and I talked about this, we wanted it to be an actionable table.
Yeah.
Right? A table of action, not just come and do something. That's why we put together our little tithe jar.
Yep.
That guys give into. What can we do that's actionable? Instead of just showing up, like that's step 1. Show up and be a part. But what else can we do?
Yeah.
And that came from Mike saying, kind of challenging us to, what are you guys about? What is your identity? That's where the name came from. It's like, table 0. Well, it just made sense. We're
Totally
right
made
up front,
sense.
right in the center. It's like,
Yeah.
and we sit at a big 0.
It's a
round
big
table.
0.
Yeah.
Big round table.
So I want to know more about you and your journey to Forge. How did you? I know you and I went years ago.
Yep.
To one with Kevin Meyer.
Went to 2 of those and
2, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
That was it.
Talk to me about your journey of coming to Forge and how you got there. What was the
So I see the key word today is obedience, right? We kind of already talked about it a little bit, but then even right now, this was more towards a Mike Terlizzi. Let's bring him back in it. Went through the Timothy program, to kind of do some more leadership and be somewhat in that role. And then Mike was really, let's call it encouraging to get more involved in Forge, right? Hey, we need more guys. We got more guys showing up. We talked about this many times where I've got a pretty solid group of guys that I can go to. So I didn't need the Forge, right? That last time we went a couple years ago with Kevin Myers, right? I had that group. What God was doing with me on this one was to change the role, right? Not be there because I need it, but be there because other dudes need it, right? And so other guys. And if we're not there being the table leaders, even if it's just showing up and not knowing what to do, they don't have that platform to come and, they might get stuck into a group that's too big, or they don't really have a group, so they turn around and they leave. So really a lot of it was just about the obedience. And I feel like God had me in that moment too of switching really from being a taker at church to, okay, now you've taken. God's done some amazing things on our heart and our family and everything else. That was that push. So thanks to Mike Terlizzi about it. That was that push of, hey, you should really get into this. You should do it. Okay, let's do it. And then seeing how that's kind of grown from, all right, let's manage it this way, within these two parameters to, no, okay, let's show up, right? Let's give it an identity. Let's give it a name. Let's get some new guys in there and just see where really God is able to take this. And he's done that, right? So it wasn't kicking and screaming by any means in the beginning, but it was all right, well, let's just be obedient and let's just show up.
So what have you seen? Like, now that you've been obedient, what have you seen? What is some of that fruit that you've seen as a table leader in some of the guys?
Yeah. I think selfishly the fruit has been pushing me to do more, right? You've been a great inspiration for that. Picking up some of these guys and just going to meet them in the park and praying with them for a couple hours and things like that. Right. That's that next level I think God's really trying to get me to. But for some reason I've got some anxiousness about it.
Sure.
Anytime you do something new and different and bold, right, it's a little uncomfortable in the beginning. So I think that's where this is slowly starting to build that snowball into what it could become.
So are you saying, like, you're outside of Tuesday night, you're wanting to become more involved in their lives?
Yeah.
Like on a
okay. Ben, right? Yeah. Most recent example.
Poor guy, man.
Which is awesome, but we're there, right? I'm sick of the opportunities where we're talking about before Ben, still at that hotel where that girl was sitting on the sidewalk. Just because I was selfishly having a bad day, I didn't go up, and even though I felt the Holy Spirit nudge, right? I think God's really trying to get me over that speed bump.
What do you think it is?
I don't know. It's
let's break it down.
It's the 42 years of this is how you've operated. And 42 years of operating in a certain way, and then now, okay, we need you to be bold. We need you to go out and change it and just do something that's different, right? I think that's totally what it is.
What did you walk away from? So why don't you tell people a little bit about Ben so that when I reference him in a question or an observation, they know what we're talking about.
Yeah, that makes sense, right?
Who's this Ben guy?
Yeah, and that was my question, right? Ben showed up at the Forge table and leaned over to you and, hey, who's this Ben guy?
Yeah.
Who is he? Your story, cool, right? Sitting down with Jared and having some coffee with him, and Ben walks by and sees what you two are, just the aura, the energy that's coming off. I don't know if he could hear it or your conversations
I'm not
or not.
The quietest
I know you are,
but at the restaurant. So,
so maybe he
certainly heard everything.
Okay, I take that back. Then let me digress. So with that, right, he wants what you have,
right.
And just that simple invite to come to the Forge and have that platform to be around other guys was that pivotal moment. That's exactly what he needed, right? So Ben comes to the Forge, opens up that he clearly is in a major struggle,
right?
And it seems like it's been a within the year struggle.
6 months.
Yeah, things going pretty well. Air quotes. We don't know exactly what was happening before that, but that 6 months, I mean, everything crashed, right? So he's looking for that. Hey, I'm at the rock bottom moment. Who is the rock at the bottom? Is it Jesus or is it him trying to really still figure it out and get back on his feet?
Right.
And that's where the Forge is cool because look at that platform it opened up for you and I. right? You could have just had coffee with them and sat them down, and that would have been that, right? But since you said, hey, come to the Forge, this is exactly a bunch of other guys of all different calibers, right? I mean, we've got guys at the lowest of the lows, and we got guys at the top echelon killing it in business right now. But we've all got a lot of those same struggles, right? So cool to have Ben come into this, see that, be able to have that as, an arm reaching out for him as long as he grabs it. So you and I, you take him out a little bit more, feed him, do some things like that, trying to really help him get back on track with what he needs to do, right? And just those little baby steps of being able to, okay, let's fix our life so we're not sleeping on the streets, right? We're not somewhere. We get a little bit of stability, and then we can build on that stability from there. So yeah, that's Ben. And
so that's Ben. That's
yeah.
going to then bring me to what I was going to ask about. The two examples are, one, Ben, and we went and prayed with him at the hotel, but two, the girl that you were having that bad day, you didn't go. And what, since going over to the hotel and talking with Ben for over an hour and praying with them, what has that done, going back to like what God's doing in your heart to go that extra little bit? What is that experience, if anything? Maybe it didn't do anything, but I think it did, because Ben affected a lot of guys at Forge that night. Yeah, I've heard stories of like, they're like, I don't know what it is. It led me to joke with Steve. I'm like, maybe Ben was an angel, and we're just like, who knows?
Who knows?
Joke, but the way it affected guys spiritually to see Ben was really interesting. So I throw it back to you, like, in the context of that and in your heart and what God's doing. What did that?
It's giving me more, not Holy Spirit nudges, but Holy Spirit punches. It's becoming more obvious when things are coming up.
Awesome.
And I've always struggled in my walk to hear God, right? So what I've done in my past is gone to a lot of counsel, right? I've gone to you, I've gone to Rustin, I've gone to, Steve, a lot of other guys to be able to kind of talk about some stuff and work through it and process it, because I don't hear from God. I know it's not audible, but I don't hear. And so I guess my Holy Spirit's always been kind of quiet, and I've gotten some nudges here and there for sure, like, oh, that's definitely Holy Spirit. But it needed to be more consistent, right? And so God's just cranking that up. We needed to be more consistent. And so it's screaming more so when I need to go talk to somebody or be bold and kind of step out and just go love on other people, I'm looking for the opportunities more so. Now it's just actually taking that actual step.
No, I love that. I love that. Even the word you chose, I'm looking. That's a proactive approach versus nudges are just kind of subtle, like something.
Super subtle.
What was it?
Right.
And never mind, it was a mosquito or something else. But I love that proactive. Like even that is a huge change.
Yeah. I ignore the subtle, and God knows that, and I know that, so now He's starting to punch.
Gotcha.
So
good.
Yeah. It's I think that's some of the changes. And Ben being vulnerable, going back to Ben a little bit, being that vulnerable and open really just lets you help, He kind of forces you a little bit to step in and help out a little bit and get in that comfort zone too. So we'll see.
He's not doing great. I mean, everything we did for him, we put opportunities in front of him, and he just, I guess, I don't know if squander's the right word. He just
didn't open the door.
Did not step into that door.
Yeah.
And I did. I mean, and then now, even last night, he's resorting to manipulative tactics.
Oh, good.
With me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not going to do this, buddy. I'm not. You can't manipulate me
until A and B have been done. Not that it's our parameters of what we're putting in for him to be able to do, but based off of what he was needing, right?
Correct.
Hey, I need a shelter. I need that, step one.
That's step one. That's the only thing that matters right now.
And I need some financial help. Great. Here's resources that the church has for financial help. Meet with them, right? Hey, you need a place to stay? Here's kind of a program that'll get you there and be able to do it. And
there's so much. He says it's not, but there's so much pride in him which we're men. I understand.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean we can't talk about pride.
Sure.
He will not reach out to, because of his pride and maybe the addiction of some of these places, or how they're based in recovery.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to do that because it's acknowledging a part of his past that he really wants to forget. He won't deal with it. He just wants to forget it. And there's still some. I am afraid that he's not hit rock bottom yet.
Sure. Well, maybe he needs a little bit of the foundation of what God can do and actually perform.
So unfortunately, Forge ended.
Right?
We brought him in the last night of Forge for this semester, and then it's like, oh, sorry,
I feel bad
dude.
for those guys.
We got 5 weeks until it was like.
It's like Jared with the pizza party, right? Came in, wanted to be at the Forge, have a pizza party, and then we all leave. Then that was okay. We'll see you in 5 weeks. Yeah. Bad timing, obviously, but look at Jared came back, right? So I think, people like Ben, it's no giving up, on them, not enabling, either. It's just that line of, hey, still going to be there for you, still going to be in your corner, still going to be encouraging, but you got to take the steps, man.
That's it.
Which we all learn. I learn the hard way every time. It probably took me over a year of learning things like that, right? Because I always thought it was, okay, God, I need this, and this. Let's do it.
Yep.
Okay.
Here's my lap.
Here's
Drop it in.
Here's a miracle. How are we gonna do the miracle, right? But we talked about it a lot at Forge this past couple of weeks. Faith and works, right? You got to work. You got to work. You got to work. I can't just sit there with it. So.
Proverbs: God blesses the work of our hands.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
He created this earth for us to inhabit it, to subdue it, and so we still have to go be a part of it.
Yeah.
This is our world.
Yeah. Big misconception I think a lot of people have.
I'm guilty of that too.
100%.
Like, I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah. It'd be nice.
I mean, in the time that you and I have been coming, I think it goes back 5 years from the kind of the first, like, coming in to see Kevin Meyer.
We'll count that.
I mean,
we've been coming for 5 years.
I'm going to say on and off, because I was on and off. I'd came for a full semester, on and off. But since we've kind of, since that point, I mean, we're up to 300 guys. That's crazy. That's huge. That's awesome. What do you have you thought of that? Do you give that? What do you credit that to? We don't have to talk about this. We can move on to something else.
It's actually a good question. There's a big point there, right? Look at the generations before us of be a man, keep it in, don't show feelings, right? Be on your own, manhandle things.
Right.
That didn't always work, right? Because then we're kind of stuck in our own prison of our head of what to do, how to operate. Are we alone? We probably are alone, So I think part of it's kind of a generational thing for the most part of, no, it's fine to be a man and to be able to talk about how life is hard.
Right.
Life is not easy. You know what I mean? So the fact that we're expected to not be able to come around other men and talk about this with God at the center of it all is kind of crazy, right? So I put a little bit of it on generational changes.
Yep.
That it's fine and it's open and it's good.
Right.
And then we start seeing hey, this has been so good for my heart. It's been so good for my marriage. It's been so good for my relationship with my kids. Look at Howard, right?
Right.
Unfortunately, when Howard passed away, but all the work that he was doing to mend the relationships with his kids and things like that, right? So we start to see the fruits of it, and we start to see the fruits of what it can become. It is like Ben at coffee, right? Hey, come to Forge. Hey, come to Forge. Hey, come to Forge. And now it starts to spread a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, and then it's, I think 300 is just kind of the starting,
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I mean, in a church this size, it's kind of a drop in the bucket.
Sure.
But it's great momentum.
Dude, it's great momentum.
I love having it as what you're talking about, that source of, hey, dude, why don't you come hang out?
Yeah.
I invited my brother. He's coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. That's a big one.
Yeah. That's a big one. Is he coming to our table?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we got to give the Thiessen brothers
that's right.
a run for their money.
Won't be awkward when you have to talk about each other.
I think my brother and I would beat him in golf.
I would hope so.
Yeah. What? There's. I hear this from a lot of guys. I've experienced it myself, and you've said it as well. It's that Tuesday night, You're like, long day, fought with the wife, kids are doing this, but don't want to go.
Yeah.
Go, come back refreshed.
Yeah.
I've heard you say that a few times.
Definitely.
Walk me through
Definitely.
just how refreshing the Forge is. Talk about it. I don't have any specific question, but
sure.
I know that's an experience that you've had, I've had, but
yeah, we'll stick on the refreshing part, right? Like, it's refreshing because after a long day of work, you come home, you kind of have that hour in between, you eat dinner, you want to be there for your routine of what you normally do, which is, be there for the kids, help them with homework, get them in bed, whatever it might be. And home is comfortable. I love home. I love my family, right? My family dynamic is it is importance number one for me, right? That's what 100% fills my heart. So I love being at home, but we're not called to stay at home with our family, right? We're called to be out there with others. So it's a little bit sometimes of kicking and screaming to get there. But once we're there, and once again, it's just rejuvenating to hear the stories of how God's working in other guys' lives. It's still that platform to where, hey, if I'm mad at my wife about something, right? I can kind of talk through it. 99% of the time, I see that I'm being a dummy, just by talking through it. I kind of get that revelation myself.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. When you say this out loud,
say it out loud.
It sounds pretty terrible, or whatever it is. I'm just being selfish.
Right.
And then once again, what the Forge provides is those other guys to be like, hey, this would be another thought process about it, right? This would be another thought process. And so of course you come at it with something. There's not been one time that I've gone and not wanted to go and come home and been like, that was not worth it.
Waste of time. Except for that one night.
I was going to say, it's not like I walked in by myself and sat at a table or anything by myself, but...
Steve Heller says a great line. I've used it since I heard it, or at least a version of it. It is a great place to try out vulnerability.
Yeah.
It's a great, safe place to try out.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you just said, sometimes just saying it out loud is enough to hear it through a different lens, through a different ear. Be like, oh, wow, that sounded really selfish, or that sounded blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
But also, to go to guys that the information's not going anywhere else.
Right.
It's a safe place to try something out. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm struggling with lust.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm struggling with drinking again. Hey, my pride this week is off the charts.
Yeah, all topics.
It's a great place. Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
It saved me from
I love your examples, but yeah. No. Add more salt.
Add more salt. That's right. It's a great place to try things out.
Oh, totally.
Before, if it's that thing that's getting in the way of you and your wife and the relationship, come try it out at Forge. Come try being honest and vulnerable. Maybe you'll get some advice.
Yeah.
Maybe just hearing yourself say it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a la carte, right? Hey, I want advice on this, or I just want to get this off my chest.
Yep.
It's free therapy.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it is.
Yep.
And also cool to have some of the quieter guys come in, right? And don't really say a whole lot. They don't open up or anything. But I feel like in time, because it's becoming that safe place. It's a hard thing for a dude to do, is to go and start talking about feelings.
Yeah.
Me, not so much, right? I'm 100% open book.
Right.
Because I see what comes when you are vulnerable and open, and people can help you in what you need when you're open.
Yeah.
So I think it's just also cool to see slowly but surely that kind of thought process going from, hey, I'll just be here and I'll just be kind of a fly on the wall and just listen, to, all right, group's a little smaller, maybe I'll talk, I'll get a little bit more comfortable, but it allows for that, right? So
going back to what we talked earlier, real early on, about the smaller tables, what I did notice when guys wouldn't show up was some of the quieter guys loved that, because
totally.
there's only 4 or 5 of us. They actually got to contribute. They weren't just given their 2-3 minutes.
Yeah.
We got to have conversations.
Yeah.
And that was real. I love that. I'm more of a small group guy.
Sure.
I love one-on-ones. Like this is, I love this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that side note, it was neat to see some of the guys that don't normally talk out or don't like that feel kind of overwhelmed, to be able to given a platform, given a voice, and given time to kind of air their.
Sure.
So even that, I feel like, kind of sometimes happens divinely, where 4 guys only show up, and that's the time for them to be able to have their.
And once again, I'm always like, well, here we go,
Yeah.
right? Only 4 guys showed up. Where's the commitment? Where's the, and then, yeah, you get moments like that, and you're like, okay.
It helps you lens it differently, because I'm the same way. I'm like, 4 guys,
Yeah.
really? Nobody
Yeah.
Nobody cares about Chris and I's opinion on something?
Nope.
Just kidding. I know.
What do you mean you're not here just for our opinions?
Afterwards, being able to re-lens it, it's like, oh, only 4 guys. This is great. This is a
Yeah.
different dynamic.
Once again, it's, we kind of put our parameters, and then God has different ideas, right?
Well, you're very good about being. I shared that a few weeks ago. The boat, no rudder.
Yeah.
Kind of just a boat with a sail, and let God be the wind to blow it.
Here we're gonna go.
That's you and I share similarities in that. That we're like, okay, whatever happens, happens, and
Right.
I like that about you.
Yeah.
And that's I like that in our table, in that approach to our table. It's like, okay, whoever shows up, shows up. We've tried to implement a little bit more accountability, but also that's not who we are.
True. Yeah, if we struggle at number one,
Yeah.
blank, how can we have anybody else do it, right?
Share that story. That's
So number one, right? Going in the beginning of the season, sitting down. Okay, we should have a game plan. What are we going to do?
Plan this out.
How are we going to start to structure things? How are we going to make it more of the, Joe and Chris table, and this is what we do every week consistently.
100%. Yeah.
And all right, great. We were sitting down for tacos, weren't we?
Yeah, tacos.
Yeah, sitting down for tacos, talking about, okay, let's both go. Let's go pray on it. Let's come back with a list in 2 days, and we'll kind of collaborate from that point, right? And then it was
how we're going to hold guys accountable. How
Yeah.
we're going to, hey, we want you to show up. Here we're going to be more actionable. We're going to do this. We're going to implement this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And here's how we're going to do it.
Right.
And then the text came out from me, right? Hey, Joe, along the lines of, hey, what'd you get? Nope,
Well, you
nothing
started
really.
writing it in your notepad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
The remarkable. Yeah, I started writing it in there, but only got to number
Well,
1.
Yeah, you wrote 1 period.
And that's
and
as
then
far
we're
as
like,
we
okay,
got.
let's go pray on it.
Yeah.
And then I text you a couple of days. Hey, what'd you come up with?
Yeah.
And your
Yeah.
text back was 1.
Number 1.
Period. And
One
I'm
what?
sitting there waiting. I'm like, okay, man, maybe he's typing a long time.
Yeah.
Maybe he's sending me an image of
Nope.
something.
Nope.
I'm like, I think it was 5 minutes. I'm like, so
What's number 1?
what's the number 1? You're like, that's it.
That's it. Number
That's
1.
where it stayed.
That's how we got. That's how we got.
So funny.
Yeah, it's God's gift that we're a boat with no rudder, right?
Yeah.
Or a leaf in the wind, as I always say. I might take your boat with no rudder, though. But it's also kind of that little bit of a downfall, I guess. But hey, if you're a person who can kind of bank off of walls and go with anything, I don't really see that as an issue either, because I can handle it. Now, my wife, who's much more structured, we got to try and wrangle in a little
Right.
bit of both, right? But yeah, for you and me, see you Tuesday.
See you Tuesday.
See you Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's kind of that. Yeah, number 1. And go. Which we don't have.
What are you excited about for the new year, new Ford season? What excites you for the
Yeah.
new year?
I think just the synergy building. With this group that we've got now, like I say, like 15 guys, but 11 show up, 10 show up pretty consistently. Just building on that synergy of people becoming more open, right? After time being together, people become more open because you get to know each other a little bit more. So I guess I'm most excited about that. And then I guess what we're seeing from the table is slowly integrating things, like the activities guy, right? John, maybe kind of pressing into that a little bit more. Okay, here's our focus for this year. Let's pick kind of one main thing. We're getting in Forge going pretty well, but now let's build those relationships outside of Forge too, right? Where it's a little bit more natural.
Right.
It's not kind of that classroom setting or anything. It's the,
Which I have good news.
oh,
And I guess we'll go live on the podcast with this, because who knows if this will get other tables to do the same thing. But I
Yeah.
met with Sean for
Okay.
coffee yesterday.
yeah,
And back and forth, he has a bunch of different ideas. I'm like, love those ideas. Let's start with one. And
Yeah.
it was, let's go do our own mini retreat with our table.
okay,
Let's go get a cabin. And he's like, where would you go? I'm like, Sedona. We could get a cabin. We could get
Sure.
We could go to Flagstaff. But to go get our table away
Yeah.
for 3 days.
yeah,
Have it biblically centered. Have it and just get out in the woods, get away from table, and go live in a cabin or a house for 3 days. So we're planning that. That's
actually a great way to do it, because so the Timothy program, going through that, I don't know, 40, 50 guys, something like that was in our group. That's actually how I got to know the Teasons.
Okay.
Was from that, because there was a retreat that we went on just kind of northeast of Payson, and it was all 40 dudes in a cabin, big cabin, obviously, with 40 guys. But there was so much time to just go wander around, go do things, right? That you just kind of naturally connect with a couple of dudes, and then you start walking, and that's how we actually started getting to know each other, which is so cool, because you see so many people around the campus, right? Constantly, but you never have those moments to kind of be forced to interact and sit, especially for a couple of days.
Yeah,
I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be
it's taking the men's retreat and with 400 guys and then going to 10 guys or 12 guys.
Yeah,
and like I love everything about the men's retreat. I love the prayer walks with guys that you've never met before. You're like, oh, let's go pray. How can we pray together?
Sure.
And then breaking bread and doing all the things you do. Now take that. This is a way, I think, to really solidify relationships. Take our table and let's go camping.
Yeah.
Glamping.
Yeah, glamping.
Actually, just staying in a really nice house.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
That's that we just talked about. I ran numbers, and I think that'll be a great way to.
I think it'd be pretty legit.
To I don't have any forge paraphernalia, but to forge our table a little bit more. So would you go? Where would you go? My two thoughts were Flagstaff or.
Yeah.
Or Sedona, because there's still restaurants, there's still stuff to do, there's still golf.
Yeah, there's still stuff
Saturday,
to do.
we can all go golfing.
Yeah.
Go fishing if you want.
Totally in. And I think something close like that is pretty nice and convenient, right?
2 hours.
It's not San Diego. It's not 6 hours away. It's not a trip.
Yep.
It's a close enough to home that I'll just be right up the hill.
Yep.
You know,
$300 covers housing. Nice, like a nice house sleeps 15.
Yeah.
And then and food and beverages.
Nice.
So.
Heck yeah.
I think it'd be fun.
I think that'd be awesome.
Well, Chris, I'm excited. I've been. I think of it often. I sat at your table.
Wait a minute. What are you excited for this next semester? Totally didn't mean to interrupt you, by the way.
No, that's okay.
But I did.
I'm the host of the podcast. I'm not supposed to be asked questions.
Oh, okay.
What am I excited for? Man, Chris, I interviewed Bob. He's an 85-year-old guy at Forge. He just came to know the Lord 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm borrowing what he said, because he just said it so simply and with such joy. He's like, I'm really happy with where my spiritual life is at today.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I loved how he said it. I mean, he's got such joy in his heart. His eyes are alive with the love of Christ. And I'm like, I am really happy with where I'm at. I am equipped with the tools to, Ephesians 6, stand against the devil's schemes. I am not afraid of a fight. I am not afraid to go into the enemy's territory and stand with brothers. I made my marriage a priority the last 2 years as it started difficult. I am seeing fruits of that.
Yeah.
You and I are we're not even a month into it, but the challenge to pray every single day with our wives and not miss has just been it's been awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm borrowing again from Bob. I'm really happy with the state of my relationship with Jesus.
Yeah.
On a daily, hourly basis, that I'm looking forward to harvesting some fruit in his kingdom this year.
Sure.
I am taking Luke 5 and Luke 10 to heart, where Luke 5, Jesus tells Peter, it's like, I'm going to make you a fisher of men.
Yeah.
Get in the people business. And then in Luke 10, it's the I always get the parable wrong. It's the parable of the.
I wish I knew my scripture better. I'd
guy,
help you.
Well, my gosh, I can never remember. The guy who gets beat up on the side of the road. The priest walks by on the other side. The other priest walks by, and the other. Gosh, why am I blanking? Comes and says, I'll bandage you up. He takes him to the innkeeper, gives the innkeeper, he's like, whatever it costs. It is the parable of the Good Samaritan.
There you go.
the part in that where Jesus is the good Samaritan who comes and picks us up off the ground, takes us to the hospital, the inn, to get bandaged, and Jesus says, I will pay whatever it costs. Take care of him. Here's 2 silver coins. When I get back from my journey, whatever it cost to restore this person. So Luke 5 and Luke 10 is all about the people business. I would read Luke 5. How do you give up your business and go fish for men?
Seems wild, right?
I've read that my entire life. I'm like, maybe it's just a fishing thing.
Yeah.
But there's a transition. I'm like, I'm now in the people business.
Yeah.
I'm getting into the people business, and Jesus says, I will pay whatever it costs.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that looks like, but I'm looking for some encounters this year to go and harvest and to fish for men's lives into the kingdom. How that plays out this year, I don't know, but it's exciting.
Yeah.
Ben is a kind of like ground zero, I think.
It's a good ground zero.
It's a tough ground zero.
Yeah.
To say that I would do that 3 years ago. I wasn't bold enough. I wasn't secure enough. I was still dealing with insignificance.
Yeah.
Who was I to be able to go do that? So the changes in my heart have been
huge,
significant,
huge,
to where I'm out of my own. I'm looking towards other people instead of me.
Yeah.
And that pride. So.
And in turn, God rewards you, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the cool? That's the cool part.
I mean,
not that you're doing it for a reward.
Correct.
But it's just happens.
Yeah.
It's like he knows what he's doing, huh? Hey, Jesus is smart.
Jesus is smart. Thank you, Ben. We got that one from Ben too.
Yeah. Jesus is smart. It's like he knew what he was doing.
Well, on that note, thanks for. I think I was going back to sitting at your table. I sat at your table. You and Jordan were leading, and I just said, you know what? Went around the room like, what are you here for? I'm like, you know what? My buddy Chris is leading the table. I just wanted to sit down and get more time.
Yeah.
And to see how that's blossomed and grown into leadership with you and walking together has been awesome. So
it's been awesome.
It's been awesome. Thanks for sitting down with me, and see you Tuesday.
See you Tuesday.
Thank you for listening to the Forge Podcast.